Tesla plans to idle its Shanghai factory for nearly a month in January as China sales stay weak. This is Tesla Shorts Time, episode 572. Production at the Shanghai plant will pause for almost a month starting January 2027. Sales in China fell 9% in the first half of the year. The cut follows earlier adjustments and reflects ongoing demand softness. Observers will track whether the pause extends or if exports absorb the slack. The decision rests on whether holding inventory or running at low utilization costs more than the lost output. Rivals facing the same China slowdown have chosen export surges or aggressive price cuts instead. Tesla's choice preserves margin discipline but risks ceding share if competitors fill the gap during the downtime. The economics hinge on how quickly demand recovers after the pause, and whether the factory's cell and pack lines can ramp without quality slippage. A one-month stop also tests the flexibility of Tesla's supply contracts for cells and components that continue arriving regardless of vehicle output. If the lull extends, those contracts become a larger drag on cash flow than a shorter, sharper adjustment would have been. Even a company that makes its own cells still faces the same calendar-driven cost structure as any other automaker when sales soften. The real variable becomes how fast the rest of the business can offset the temporary vehicle shortfall. SOCAR plans to add 800 Tesla vehicles to its fleet operating in South Korea. The expansion raises the company's EV share to 14%. Most of the new units are Model Ys. Fleet operators will monitor utilization rates once the vehicles enter service. Maintenance data from the larger Tesla portion will also be tracked closely. The Seoul Economic Daily reported the fleet increase and the resulting shift in EV mix. Tesla declined the union's core requests even as the 3-year strike concluded through buyouts. The company maintained its direct employment model. Shares rose on the resolution. Labor watchers will see whether similar disputes surface elsewhere in Europe. The union accepted buyouts and dropped its demands. Tesla kept its non-union model intact while shares reacted positively to the resolution. The outcome shows how direct negotiations and compensation offers can close long disputes. Other European markets may study the result. Multiple Cybercab vehicles appeared at the Fort Worth Service and Delivery Center. Owners noted the sightings on local roads. The activity suggests testing continues beyond the Dallas area. Next to watch is whether Fort Worth gains its own robotaxi geofence. Reddit users spotted a Cybercab with a visible tester survey on screen. The forum asks whether the trip meets unsupervised standards and includes a 10-star rating plus live camera feeds. Testers are actively logging ride quality during development drives. This peek reveals how Tesla gathers structured feedback before wider deployment. The state approved Tesla's autonomous vehicle network permit, but with tight limits. Operations stay inside a pre-approved area on roads posted 45 miles per hour or lower. Each car will carry a visible robotaxi badge, and riders receive a driverless warning. Expansion beyond the pilot requires separate approval. Tesla is restarting collaboration with Swedish firms to expand its charging network after earlier friction. The move focuses on infrastructure build-out in the region. This keeps the supercharger network growing even as other European labor issues resolve. Tesla filed plans for one of its largest supercharger stations yet at a central San Francisco location. The site would add dozens of stalls at a high-traffic intersection. This expands urban charging density in a key market. The next step is local permitting review. The planned station sits at a busy downtown intersection and targets one of the network's largest urban footprints. City planners will review traffic and grid impact. If approved, it would raise daily charging capacity in a dense corridor. Utilization data after opening will test the location choice. Tesla now offers a Powerwall lease at $35 per month for whole home backup in Texas. The program targets homeowners seeking outage protection without upfront cost. It pairs with existing solar and storage options. Uptake will show how leasing changes residential energy adoption. The program removes the large upfront cost while still providing outage protection and solar integration. Texas customers can now add storage without buying the hardware outright. Early signups will indicate whether leasing broadens the residential energy market. A Megapack unit fell from a truck in Arkansas and ignited immediately. No injuries were reported. The incident highlights transport risks for large battery systems. Tesla will likely review packaging and routing procedures. The AOL.com report described the immediate ignition after the unit left the truck bed. SOCAR will add 800 Tesla vehicles to its South Korean fleet. Fleet operators will watch utilization and maintenance data from the larger Tesla portion. The Seoul Economic Daily covered the order and its effect on the operator's electrification goals. The Wall Street Journal posted an opening for a dedicated Tesla reporter. The role focuses on the company's vehicles, energy, and autonomy efforts. This signals sustained media interest in Tesla's multi-business operations. The hire could shape coverage depth in coming months. TalkingBizNews.com noted the posting and the scope of topics assigned to the new position. Tesla highlighted that its interns handle meaningful engineering and operations tasks. The post shows interns contributing to active projects rather than support roles. This approach draws talent by offering direct impact early. Future hiring cycles will reveal whether the model scales. The Tesla account on X shared examples of intern work on current programs. Owners posted a new acceleration test of the Model Y on local roads. The video shows real-world performance under typical conditions. Data like this helps benchmark updates against earlier versions. More tests are expected as refreshed units reach customers. The r/Tesla Motors thread included timing details from the run. The Chinese robotics firm Unitree launched its IPO to gauge investor appetite for humanoids. Tesla's Optimus program sits alongside this broader market test. Strong or weak reception could influence funding timelines for all players. Observers will compare valuation multiples to actual order books. The Tech Buzz noted how the listing serves as an early indicator of demand for similar platforms. Tesla's median employee compensation sits far below the CEO's reported pay package, even while quarterly profits declined. The gap draws renewed scrutiny from investors and media. The company has not detailed how compensation structures will evolve with lower margins. Watch for any proxy statement updates ahead of the next annual meeting. The Electrek report placed the median pay figure against the disclosed executive package. Before we go, the Nevada robotaxi permit sets a clear next milestone for regulators to review expansion requests. That covers it for today's Tesla developments. TSLA closed at $339.96, up $12.45, 3.8%. Share this episode with a fellow Tesla enthusiast if you found it useful, and subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's episode. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for being here. Quick tip from the network. Try modern investing techniques next. Modding strategies for Canadian and US investors. Every Nera Network show is free at noranetwork.com. Want the written briefing with source links? Each show keeps a summaries page on noranetwork.com. Scannable, dated, and free. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.